Welcome to the Faster Way to Fat Loss 5-Day Gut and Butt Challenge. I am so excited that you've decided to join us this week for this fun challenge in the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I am super thankful that you have chosen me to walk along with you throughout this challenge. At the end of the 5 days, we hope that you are feeling great and that you've gotten enough of a sneak peek into the Faster Way to Fat Loss to find out if this program is for you. So many of us have been living the Faster Way to Fat Loss for a long time. Personally, myself, 2.5 years now. I live it to some degree every day. We have our days, as you may have seen a lot of us talk about in social media, where maybe every day isn't all about whole food nutrition. We indulge and we enjoy life and we have treats, and it's just such a good balance, and I hope that you get a little glimpse of that over the next 5 days. We are going to talk about intermittent fasting. We're going to talk about whole food nutrition. We are going to talk about gut health, fueling your body, and feeling your best. So I want to come on and we're just going to talk about a few housekeeping items that I want you to be ready for when tomorrow starts our week off. So the first thing you should have gotten when you initially signed up is a welcome email from Faster Way to Fat Loss. That email should have instructed you on how to download your app, as well as access the Faster Way to Fat Loss 5-Day Butt and Gut Challenge Facebook group. Between these two things, you're going to find your workouts for the week, your meal plan, as well as the trainings that you will see daily in the Facebook group. Now, you should have received a welcome email from me, as well as this email that you are opening that has this video. This email also has some helpful resources regarding whole food nutrition, intermittent fasting, and if you're a coffee fan, what kind of coffee that you can have before you break your fast every day. So, speaking of intermittent fasting, if you have never tried intermittent fasting, A, I think you're going to love it. B, so many great benefits. C, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Intermittent fasting is simply an eating schedule. Don't let it intimidate you at all. It was probably, and still is, for clients in the Faster Way, one of the easiest things to jump into, but one of the most intimidating things before you join. Now, again, just an eating schedule. If you have never tried intermittent fasting, what I recommend on day 1, you just do a 12-12 eating fasting ratio. Now, what we're trying to work up to is a 16-8 fasting eating ratio. So what that would mean is tonight, for example, you would stop eating around 7 or so when you would normally finish dinner, and you wouldn't eat again until 7 again tomorrow. If you're going for 14 hours, that would be 9 a.m. tomorrow. And if you're going to try for 16 hours, that would be 11 a.m. tomorrow. Now, the key to feeling good throughout the fasting time, now remember you're sleeping for most of this time, but the key to feeling great is to fuel your body well during that eating window so that you don't feel hungry and all cranky and fatigued during the fasting window. Now, it's kind of impossible to fit all of the food that we eat in the Faster Way to Fat Loss perfectly every day. We don't expect that. But what I want you to try this week is fuel your body. When you break that fast, you are going to have a substantial amount of good protein, whether that be chicken breast, chicken thighs, fish, whatever you decide, as well as a carbohydrate such as sweet potatoes, brown rice, oatmeal. You can choose to go gluten-free this week or choose not to go gluten-free this week, but there are plenty of gluten-free versions. Now, all gluten-free is not created equal, and we're going to talk about that a lot. Want to make sure that you aren't just looking for packages that say gluten-free, that maybe we touch a little bit on reading ingredient labels so that you can know what really are good whole food ingredients. Now, I always say a good rule of thumb is if you flip the package over and on the ingredient labels, if you can't pronounce some of the words, feel like you would have had it in a science chemistry lab, is probably not a whole food. And you want to do your best to stay away from that, or kind of keep that in a very, just eat very minimal foods like that. So the easiest way to remember this is if it comes from the ground and if it has a mother, it's probably a whole food in general. You can also remember by thinking about shopping the perimeter of the grocery store. Now, when I say shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, I mean that in the way like the produce area, those are whole foods. The way that you pick out your produce every day, or not every day, but when you go to the grocery store, that is whole food nutrition. Not necessarily those aisles in the middle where you're going to find that more shelf-stable processed food. Now, we live in a really busy society, so it is impossible for us to expect from ourselves that we are never going to have processed foods again. But what we ask in the Faster Way to Fat Loss is that you start thinking about a nice ratio of 85% whole food ingredients and maybe 10 to 15 or so of processed foods, fast foods, different things like that. So we try to be realistic in the Faster Way to Fat Loss. We want this to be sustainable for you, and we want you to feel like you can live the Faster Way to Fat Loss the way that you live the rest of your life. You're a busy mom, you're a busy grandmother, aunt, uncle, co-worker, whatever it is. We are all busy, but that is not an excuse to not fuel your body well and just live the healthiest life that you can with just such great quality. And that is what the Faster Way to Fat Loss is all about. We are not about pills. We are not about quick fix shakes or anything like that. And to be realistic with you, there's a great chance this week that you may not see a ton of change. Now, we do want to see maybe some increased energy levels, mental clarity, things like that as you try out intermittent fasting, but we want to keep it realistic. This week is all about a sneak peek for you to see if you think this program might be for you. If you think that you would like to take a deep dive in and experience the fantastic nutritional strategies and fitness strategies that the Faster Way to Fat Loss has to offer. A lot of us have been living the Faster Way to Fat Loss for quite some time. Me personally, about 2.5 years, and I love it. It fits into my daily life perfectly. That is why I chose to become a coach. I am so passionate about just living life the best we can and attempting to fuel our bodies to avoid those chronic diseases, chronic pain, because getting older doesn't mean pain and it doesn't mean slowing down. It means that we can just keep on living life to our fullest abilities, and that is what we are here to do in the Faster Way to Fat Loss, and that is what I hope that you get a glimpse of this week in this 5-day Butt and Gut Challenge. We are going to talk about gut health, and when we talk about gut health, we're talking about fueling our bodies with the best ingredients so that we are able to remain so healthy, and that is what the gut is. The gut is our second brain. The gut is controls so much about our body, and we control our gut because it is all about how we fuel it. So we're going to talk about that this week, and we're also going to throw some lower body and ab workouts in, because when we strengthen those muscles, we help our metabolism function at its most optimal level for fat loss and just kind of what we call just homeostasis, meaning just a great balance of how the body is functioning. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I will be in touch with you as well throughout this week. You'll see emails from me and messages from me just checking in. Thank you so much for joining us this week and choosing me to walk along with you.